All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be talking about the AHL. They canceled the rest of the 2019-20 season, and this is rough. The AHL doing this is kind of just like, it was kind of expected, to be honest with you. I didn't, because what the AHL did was they canceled until like the end of May, and they were just like, all right, let's cancel and all. And I think they were just going to kind of wait until a final decision. They had a meeting on Friday, and basically I think it was the AHL Board of Governors, and then, as I said, that was on Friday, and they just decided to cancel the remainder of the season. And this is a statement from the AHL's president and CEO, David Andrews. After a lengthy review process, the American Hockey League has determined that the resumption and completion of the 2019-20 season is not feasible in light of current conditions. The league's operational focus has turned toward actively preparing for the 2020-2021 season. We are very grateful to the National Hockey League and its teams for their support and leadership in navigating through the challenges faced over the past 2 months. The AHL continues to place paramount importance on the health and safety of our players, officials, staff, and fans, and all their families. And we all look forward to returning to our arenas in 2021. So, yeah, that's it. As for the Phantoms, they sucked. That's basically the best way to put it here. They were awful. They were absolutely awful. 26th in the AHL. As you see on the board here, only had 58 points, 10 overtime losses, or overtime shootout losses. I mean, they were just very bad. They had one player get 30 points. It was Greg Carey, and he had 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points. Morgan Frost had a nice season, 41 games played. He had 29 points, 13 goals, 16 assists. Their power play and penalty kill was atrocious. The power play was worse than the league, and the PK was around middle of the pack, but that doesn't really do much. Obviously, Kyle Criscuolo, he got traded, and he was 5th with points. He had 24, and he got traded when the Flyers acquired Derek Grant. There was a problem with the Phantoms because the thing was that going into this season, when the Flyers had free agency going into the season, they did all their moves before free agency. So they didn't really do much. They kind of just signed AHL vets, and they have too many now. That's the thing. For this upcoming season with the Phantoms, you're definitely going to see a lot more younger players. Igor Zamola will be playing. Wyatt Wiley. We're going to see Taryn Legzinski, Wade Allison. There's going to be a lot of guys. I'm sure Linus Sandin will be down there for a little bit. I believe Morgan Frost will be down there for the start of the season, and then he'll come up with the Flyers. But even still, there is a lot to be done with this Phantoms team. At this point, there is no excuses anymore. I mean, yeah, they had a lot of injuries this season. They also had a lot of guys underperform. So that's another thing. I mean, Sushko, 53 games played, 21 points. Isaac Ratcliffe, 53 games played, 15 points. I mean, they just had really, really rough seasons, all of them. David Kasha, 51 games played, 19 points. I mean, they just could not do anything. Carson Twarynski, he had 31 games played, 12 points. And I know a lot of these guys also saw time with the Flyers. Obviously, we saw Bonneman, we saw Frost, we saw Twarynski, we saw Mark Friedman for a couple games. I mean, and then we obviously saw Mikhail Vorobyev. And the other thing is, too, now is that, what do the Phantoms do when they have all of these guys that they could be signing for the rest of the season? That's another thing. Because it's yeah, they have their offense and their defense down, but it's what are the Phantoms going to do? Because they still have Alex Lyon. Who knows if they sign Lyon, right? Because if they don't, I think they're screwed if they don't sign Lyon. They might as well just chalk the rest of they might as well just get rid of next season if you don't sign Alex Lyon, because he's really their only hope for having a good goaltender. I don't have the faith in Ustimenko or Sandstrom to be a starter. There could both be maybe a fringe backup at least. I'd rather have Sandstrom in with Reading in the ECHL and Ustimenko as a backup, because Ustimenko played better. But I mean, going into this season, in the next season, you have Stewart, who's a UFA. You also have Gabriel, who's a UFA. You have Vorobyev, RFA, and you have Nathan Knoll, who will probably be down in Reading as well. As for the defense, you have Walensky, who's a UFA. They probably won't sign him. Reese Wilcox, I don't really see them signing him either. I mean, they have way too much depth at that point. And they have, just as I said, they have too many veterans. Mark Freeman, RFA, he'll get signed. And then, as I said, you have Alex Lyon, who's an unrestricted free agent. So the thing is, and he's 27 years old, so really, Alex Lyon could be a backup on a pretty bad NHL team. So does he try to make the NHL, or does he stay with Lehigh Valley? Who knows? There's a lot of questions with this Phantoms team coming up for the next season. I mean, I think they'll be better, but I don't think they'll be anywhere like playoff worthy. I think they'll maybe 5 games better. That's about it. And that's 10 points. I mean, if they did a 24 playoff league thing for what they're talking about with the AHL, the Phantoms wouldn't even be in it. They're 26th in the league. So that's how bad they were. But as for the AHL canceling, I really don't know what's going to happen. I'd have to think the NHL is next, because it's like, you've done this for so long. What are you going to do? Because they're already talking about going to December. And then what? If that gets pushed back, what? You're going to January? And then if you're going to January, you might as well just shorten the season. Do we want to lock out? No. Because that's basically what it's going to be. It's going to be like a lockout shortened season if they go to January or February. They'll only play like 40-something games. The playoffs will be different and all that stuff. So I don't really know what's going to happen. There's a lot of questions with this Phantoms team. I know that. I think it'll be... They definitely have some things to do. So I don't know what they'll do. I don't know who will be on the team next season. They still have some questions at defense of who signs an ELC and who does what. So we're going to have to see what happens with all that. But remember, guys, podcast, articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.